Am I clearly audible to everyone watching tonight? You are watching us live in LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I hope I am clearly audible to everyone watching us tonight. So, in a second, we are going to start the session. I hope I am clearly audible to everyone. Starting it in a bit. Yes. Uh, can I get the fast confirmation from all of you? So in this session tonight, we are going to discuss about the cutoff for Bank of Baroda SO 2022. You know the exam questions. No need to discuss it again. It was moderate to top level questions. Mostly calculations in ratios were asked. So the knowledge students are way ahead. So we are going to discuss what you have done. As I have received so many feedbacks from you. On that basis, we are going to analyze the cutoff interview analysis, the inside story of how they are going to select people for this very position, because for the first time we are also preparing students for corporate credit and industrial credit for Bank of Baroda. Till now we have made many people get selected in various credit managers position, be it PNB, be it Union Bank, be it Canara Bank, be it Central Bank, but BoB has never taken an exam into corporate credit and industrial credit. So what is going to happen, we are going to discuss all that. For that, we have also launched a dedicated session, dedicated interview course, along with all our panelists. There will be different panelists interviewing you for the BoB SO 2022 positions. We will also be providing you all interview recollected questions from our previous batch students, both from Bank of Baroda and from other exams. Apart from that, multiple panelists will be guiding you. So, without wasting time, I should take you to our cutoff analysis and cutoff prediction. And you can join our dedicated Telegram group, that is BoB Carrier. You can find it out in Telegram and join us. Or the link is also there in the description. So see, if you go by the wordings of the bank, that is the minimum qualifying marks for the written exam should be 60 and 52 out of 150. And normally in these positions, they stick to the qualifying marks. If you remember the exams of Bank of Maharashtra, etc., many people were not able to get qualified to the interviews owing to the minimum qualifying marks. These are specialized segment. They are not going to take students in cutoff basis. At least people should show some kind of knowledge in written exam towards credit management, so that they will select them. So if they stick to the minimum qualifying marks, the cutoff will generally stand at 60 and 52. But looking into the turnout into the exam, very low number of students applied for the position, very less prepared for it. There were very less number of students, even at Knowledgist, we are not having beyond 100 people, 120 people preparing for the jobs. And overall, there is not beyond 1000 people who are preparing, or some kind of they have done some kind of research before exam. So looking into the low turnout and tough exam, I could say they are not going to stick to the minimum qualifying mark. They are going to relax it a bit. So in case they are going to relax this, so what should be the cutoff? As per our analysis and prediction, the credit cutoff should be 50 for general. uh, if they stick to minimum qualifying, it is 60. If you look into the level of exam, number of aspirants, everything, if you take into consideration, it should not go beyond 50, 45, 45, 35 in SC and ST segment. Clear? 45 each in OBC and EWS, general 50. Normally, we have come into a conclusion looking into the exam level, students' feedback, etc. And mostly the general one is accurate. And we have generally, if you can see that we have only deducted 5 marks for OBC and EWS and 10 marks for SC and ST as a standard practice. We have not arrived into any conclusion, or we don't have much data into that. So we have generally deducted that. It could vary. Sometimes OBC is at par with general, EWS is at par with general. So that, taking that into account, we have made a general assumption that it could go beyond, it should not go beyond minus 5 mark in OBC and EWS. Many a times nowadays OBC is at par or little less than general positions. So you should assume 50 mark in it. Clear? 50 mark. Am I clearly audible? Yesterday our slides were not working. So am I clear? Everything is fine. Everything is working fine. It is for RM, Relationship Manager Credit Scale 3, Credit Analyst Scale 3. The exam level was little tough. So we will, and number of students were not very high. So that's why just 2 marks we have deducted, and that is 48 we calculate. Maybe it can go beyond that, because credit analyst there were no so many good candidates appeared for it, so it could go beyond 45, etc. But remember, in the first slide I have told you that they may stick to the minimum qualifying marks. In SO segment, many banks stick to the minimum qualifying mark many a times. But if they are in a dire need of manpower, they will reduce the cutoff mark as per our prediction. But if they stick to their decision of recruiting quality students, they may stick to the 60 mark. Okay? Are you all getting it? What is the qualifying mark and cutoff mark? Qualifying is a benchmark they have set for a student to score in written to test their knowledge in credit management. And cutoff is as per the students appeared for the exam. ठीक है, अभी तक समझ में आया? तो ये था कट ऑफ क्रेडिट एनालिस्ट स्केल 3 में. क्रेडिट एनालिस्ट स्केल 2 में थोड़ा सा बढ़ सकता है, स्टूडेंट्स के नंबर ज्यादा थे. इट कुड बी 55, 52, again 45. Clear? RM, I have told you, Manish Singh, RM, you see it. RM 50, 45, 35 as predicted. Yes, this is it. This is it. Okay, now I will be telling you why this interview is going to be a decider. Before that, in case any one of you has not subscribed to Knowledgist, you must subscribe. And you should know that we are India's only dedicated banking lateral entry platform. With a humongous 80% success rate in any exam, we produce more than 80% student. Clear? So why interview is a decider? If you go and see the wordings of the bank, you will find that they are not going to disclose anything related to interview, marks related to the interview, marks related to your written exam, why you were not called for the interview, even if you feel that you have done good in your written exam, and even you feel that you have done good in an interviews, they are not going to disclose the interview mark. So taking into all these things into account, they are going to take only serious candidates through their interview. If at the time of interview they feel that you are not suitable for a credit manager's position, or you are not suitable for the environment of BoB, they may not select you. Weightage is not yet clear. It could be 50-50, but chance is that they may give more weightage to the written exam, more weightage to the interviews, at least 50%. And yes, 60% is the qualifying mark. So anyone who is doing good in the interviews will be securing 80, 90, not beyond 90, but 80, 90. Average students will be securing 65, 67, 65, 70. So good numbers are to be scored in interviews, whereas written is a very low scoring exam. Clear? So interview has to play a great role in shaping your career prospects in BoB. And yes, it is a specialist job profile. As I told yesterday to my BOI students, they need first hour productivity. In BOI, they may give some training because there are freshers included in scale 1. But these are scale 2 and scale 3 positions. So they don't have time, or they will not waste or consume their resources for training you. So they will want you to work in the very first hour. So that means everything is going to depend on your interview. Clear? Yes. And what they are looking for, credit and banking knowledge, especially huge knowledge in credit required. Past exposure, education related to credit. Here, education related to credit is doesn't matter. Education related to credit means CA, etc., CA or BCom, etc. But they are not going to look into that because it is a specialized position in lateral entry segment. So they are going to stick to your past exposure. They are going to grill you on basis of your past exposure. So be prepared. And third is attitude towards this hectic job profile. Why I say hectic? Because it is a monotonous profile. Sitting in credit is sitting in credit, analyzing balance sheet day and night is a mammoth task. Many people feel it monotonous after a certain period of time. So your attitude, how you quickly you learn, everything will be taken into consideration. This is our interview batch. We have the link in the description. Please find it out. Then, before you join us for the interview batch, we collect information on basis of your past exposure. So, first mock is taken to understand your mistakes, and we make suggestions for the next mock. And before that, we will give you so many mock interviews for BoB, for Canara credit, for Central Bank credit, for PNB credit, for BOI credit of last year. You see how these mocks take place, how questions are being asked to professionals like you, how we grill you, how our educators grill you, not educators, here we have the panelist, interview panelist, expert public sector bankers, those who will be dealing with those who will be taking the interviews. We have a great association of that. So you have to be prepared. You are given assignment, list of generally asked question, a strong intro and do's and don'ts. Generally asked questions in credit segment. Earlier we have taken interviews in BoB wealth, that is not that much relevant. In BoB credit we have taken earlier, in earlier interviews. The list is there. The mostly asked questions in BoB and in other bank in credit segment is given to you. You find out what is favoritely what are the popular questions that every time is being asked to students. So you check on that, because these questions are going to be repeated, plus questions related to your background, plus questions which are relevant to this current date. Right. So these things are because PSL is a very popular question. LCBG is a very popular question. Okay. Documentary credit, they normally ask what is documentary credit. These are very, very popular questions. Some points of NI Act which are relevant to credit, they ask these questions very often. Okay. Yes, you can ask your doubts in a bit. Okay, you not only learn from your mistakes. We have all the students. We have thousands of students who have appeared interview, mock interview. We have stored their mock interviews, and 80% of them are qualifiers. So you can find their mistakes, learn from it. And in our mock interviews, we have three level of mock interviews. Even if you are not proficient after these three mocks, we may conduct another one. But you need to be you need to be thorough with the credit jargons, credit policies, credit theories. For that, those who have already watched our credit sessions, no need to watch it again. Start preparing for mock interviews. Those who are joining from today onwards, they should start checking the theories of credit, general banking folders, plus interview mocks of previous year. Those who are not yet having access of previous interview mock, ping us, we will enable it. Then your body language confidence, as usual, it is always required, but here your confidence will be derived from your credit knowledge. Clear? Then your delivery style and etiquette, that matters. But here etiquette, as I told yesterday, etiquette means your credit knowledge. You should speak like a credit manager, not in a layman's language or not in a general banker's language. You need to answer them, because at least 3-4 years of experience you have before facing these interviews. So you should reply in that manner. Many people working in private banks may have done credit or sales related to it, but they don't have that much credit knowledge, or that much theoretical credit knowledge uh, to appear the interviews in front of public sector bank. Because if you see, the language, the style of speaking is totally different than a credit manager in public sector bank and in a private sector bank. Okay, so you should speak like a profound credit manager. Dressing sense, yes, dressing sense we will be guiding you. It is general. Don't use a blazer. We say you a tie is a must. Be as simple as possible, because sometimes here in this segment you appear the interview in front of a old generation banker. So try to be as simple as possible. Yes, your strong intro matters here. I always say a strong intro. The first 40 seconds, 50 seconds are most vital for your interviews. If you ask for a intro, because 20%, 30% of percentage of time they skip it, they don't ask it. Okay, because they have the resume in front of them, the biodata in front of them, so they may not ask you. They will directly ask you questions related to you. But if you are given a chance to introduce yourself, don't miss that opportunity. Many of our students got selected with a strong intro. I always say 40 seconds you should tell only the relevant things that the interviewer wants to hear from you. You will never get another opportunity throughout the interview to tell your heart out. So when you are given this opportunity, don't talk bullshit. Don't talk about your habits. Don't talk about your parents. Talk what is relevant for this position, what you have achieved. Start with your experience. Be professional as possible. Write the intro. Repeat it in front of the mirror. It should be very important. I must say, if your intro is strong, you are half selected in this 40 seconds. And prepare about you. They are going to ask a lot of about you, your education, your background, so many things. And past job details is something that will make or break. You should, even if you have not worked in credit, if you have not even if you don't have certain exposure, you have to represent it in such a way they find that this person has a lot of exposure to this. We don't need to ask him so many questions, we have to select him. So past job details should be framed in a way that you will be selected. These are lateral entry exams, and the half is done through your past job details. There is nothing you cannot represent anything beyond your past job details for this selection. So represent your past job details in a very dignified manner, so that they will outrightly select you. Okay, so banking knowledge, why you are joining the bank, you must decide the flow, because interviewer may take you to a different location, different arena, but you have to stick where you are proficient. Like if you don't have knowledge on documentary credit, you have done so much of credit, mortgage credit or unsecured credit. Try to drag things to that point, and if you are confident in documentary credit, tell them to ask you about documentary credit. Not like that. In case you are asked a question, something related to mortgage, somewhere you mention about LCBG or documentary credit, they will next question they will jump to documentary credit. So drag the flow, decide the flow, you will be selected. Okay, you should maintain a key profile, present facts that is necessary for the selection, remove unnecessary facts. Okay, so these are the things that we have discussed. Any doubts? If you have, you please ping us. We are running out of time nowadays. We are having very less live sessions because our internal assignments, our internal commitments are very huge. We are now preparing thousands of students for this RRB scale 2 and scale 3 and SO positions. At the same time, we have many students preparing for BOI, PNB, BoB interviews. So these are at their final leg of selection. So we are not taking so much of live sessions nowadays because our internal classes are overflowing. So please ask the question, whatever question doubts you have, please. When the written results are expected, Manish Singh is asking. Written results normally takes 1 month of time. Wait till then. If it is not getting released within 1 month, we will seek some information from BoB HR. But now we need to wait for up to September 15th, I must say. Okay, if not joined the interview batch, those who are already joined us, no need to join again. But if you have not joined, we have time till 15th of September, you can join us. Then the dates will be declared. At the last minute, we may not accommodate so many students. So you can join us. Only expert panelists, and this time we are introducing multiple panelists for everyone, for BoB, for BOI, and for BoB. So we are very happy. We are very fortunate that at a time we have three interview batches to accommodate and prepare. So we don't need to select panelists again and again. Okay, everyone watching us LinkedIn must find us in YouTube and join, because most of our sessions of our top educators are being ran on YouTube. So you please join. But that's a great thing. 40,000 around people have started following us in LinkedIn. If you are in LinkedIn, you can find Knowledgist. We are updating so many factual things both in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So connect us wherever you are. So again, in case you have not joined, join. And yes, last doubt, anyone, if you want to ask, please ask. Any doubt, anything, please ask. And join our dedicated Telegram group, BoB Carrier, BoB Carrier. Find it in Telegram. Just search it. You will be finding it. BoB Carrier. We post our updates there too. Thank you again. Also, you can join our dedicated Telegram channel, Knowledgist only. Search Knowledgist, you will find it out. Thank you again for your love, support, and time. In case any doubt, please ping us uh, to our technical team's WhatsApp number, or you can comment us. Our experts will be answering you in comment section. Thank you again for your time.